What would happen if a powerful CEO judged a hardworking, single dad by his job title, only to watch her biggest clients turn against her? In today's inspiring story, a successful CEO believes she can decide who deserves respect, but one simple decision at a luxury restaurant changes everything. As loyal clients stand up for a single dad waiter known for his integrity and professionalism, an important business deal hangs in the balance. Stay with us until the end to discover how one act of respect teaches a lesson no amount of money can buy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. And let's get started. The evening rush had already begun. At one of Manhattan's most prestigious restaurants, crystal chandeliers glowed above polished marble floors, while executives, celebrities, and investors filled the dining room. Among the staff, Ethan Brooks moved confidently between tables. A single father raising his 8-year-old daughter, Ethan worked long hours to provide a stable life for her. Despite the challenges he faced, he was known throughout the restaurant for his professionalism, calm attitude, and ability to make every guest feel valued. That evening was especially important. Victoria Hayes, the CEO of a rapidly growing technology company, had reserved the restaurant's most exclusive private dining area. She was meeting several potential partners and investors to finalize a major business agreement worth millions of dollars. The restaurant manager personally briefed the staff, emphasizing that everything had to be flawless. As Victoria entered the restaurant, conversations briefly paused. Dressed in an elegant designer suit, she carried herself with confidence and authority. Ethan greeted her politely and offered to escort her party to the private dining room. Before he could finish speaking, Victoria looked at his name tag and then at his uniform. Her expression hardened. "I don't want him serving my table," she said firmly to the manager. "Assign someone else." The manager looked surprised. Ethan had handled countless high-profile events without a single complaint, still unwilling to challenge an important client. He nodded and reassigned the table to another server. Ethan simply smiled and stepped away. He had experienced unfair judgments before and chose not to argue. Instead, he focused on his other guests, treating them with the same care and respect he always showed. Meanwhile, Victoria settled into the private room, unaware that several of her invited clients were regular visitors to the restaurant. Over the years, they had come to know Ethan well. They trusted his recommendations, appreciated his attention to detail, and respected the quiet professionalism he displayed every time they visited as the first guests arrived and noticed Ethan was missing from the event. Puzzled glances were exchanged around the room. The evening had only just begun, and the first signs of trouble were already appearing. The private dining room gradually filled. As Victoria Hayes' guests arrived, one by one, most were influential executives, investors, and business owners who had known each other for years. As they took their seats, several immediately noticed something unusual. Ethan Brooks, the waiter who normally handled their meetings at the restaurant, was nowhere to be seen. One investor looked around and asked, "Where's Ethan tonight?" Another executive nodded in agreement. "He usually takes care of our table. He knows exactly how we like things." A junior server tried his best to assist them, but the guests continued asking about Ethan. Finally, one of the restaurant employees quietly explained that Ethan had been removed from the assignment at the request of the host. The room fell silent. "What do you mean, removed?" one client asked. When they learned that Victoria had specifically requested Ethan not serve the table, several faces hardened with disappointment. These were people who valued professionalism above appearances, and many had worked with Ethan for years. They knew him as someone who treated everyone with respect, whether they were a billionaire or a first-time customer. One investor pushed back his chair. "If Ethan isn't welcome at this table, I'm not sure I'm comfortable being here either." Others quickly agreed. The atmosphere shifted from excitement to tension. Victoria tried to redirect the conversation toward the business deal, but the clients remained distracted. A few even stood and suggested moving to another section of the restaurant where Ethan was working, realizing the meeting was slipping out of her control. Victoria finally asked the manager to bring Ethan back. Moments later, Ethan entered the room with his usual calm smile. He greeted every guest warmly and began assisting the table with effortless professionalism. The mood immediately improved. Conversations became relaxed, and the clients re-engaged with the meeting. Watching the change, Victoria understood the lesson she had overlooked. Respect is earned through character and actions, not titles or appearances. By the end of the evening, she sincerely apologized to Ethan, and he accepted with grace.